Well, that's good. I want to make sure this is capturing the audio of you guys. When you guys say something real quick?
Sassafras.
There it is.
Cool.
All right. I see Mega, you're in here right now, or at least on roll 20. Sin's not going to be able to join us tonight. He's got some sort of project or whatever he's starting up, so he won't be able to join us.
That slut. I really don't know where any other conflict will come from now that he's
I was just thinking, you guys might have a more linear progression through this dungeon, at least for tonight's campaign, without him running off like a maniac.
That's assuming we don't get ourselves killed first.
It's always a
Let's enjoy
possibility.
it while we can. The mystery around the corner.
What's there? Oh my god!
We already cleared this floor. There's just a bunch of dead bodies everywhere.
This little hallway you're in right now, you guys did do, you cleared off what was the gearworks north of these room that you're currently sitting in here, where you decided to set up rest. We finished last game with Kaladwin setting up Leoman's tiny hut to give you guys some rest. I believe that spell has an 8-hour duration if my memory serves properly. So you guys would have been able to get a full night's rest here. Um, yeah. There is one thing I need to point out that was Sin and I noticed the end of last week's stream. The map difference between the what is the DM's version of the map that's in the source book and the player version of the map without any of the fun notes on it was missing a door. So I have put that door in it here, and that's in the hallway that you guys proceeded from. So there is a new pathway open behind you that you came from that you would have noticed coming in here.
Sure.
So I just wanted to make you aware of that. If you want to go back and look at it, go ahead. If not, you want to continue forward, that's up to you. But other than that, if you guys are ready to roll, we can get started.
I'm ready whenever.
I think so. Just double checking, see if I leveled up and all that jazz.
Oh, that jazz.
Yep. Yeah, I think I'm good.
Alrighty, well, on that note, I will be autopiloting Sinestro. His one request tonight was that he Eldritch Blast every goddamn thing in sight. So, there's that.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Other than that, I will leave it up to Fallon and Orzo, however you two would like to proceed at this junction.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember. Could you do like a poor man's recap of what happened last?
We're here looking for a high elf called the Queen, and we stumbled into some dwarven ruin machinery that apparently controls a waterfall. And then we just started killing people.
Bird people. I remember. Okay.
It's a fairly quick summary of it, but yeah, that works. Fallon managed to convince Savro to join you guys in your adventure here. I believe it was Orzol that found the lead or saw the fellow crawling behind the falls that led you down this chasm and into these old ruins that you are now exploring.
Yeah.
Beyond that, last week you guys walked into the ruins. You heard the bird-like people making noises from the entry hall through arrow slits, thanks to Sinestra's perception check. You did not find any way into those side passages at this junction. there was 3 initiates of this cult tied to obelisks here as a way of initiation. Sinestro saw it fit. Yeah, Sinestro saw it fit to murder all of them. You guys went into the Gearworks room here, killed
Probably
2
looted
of the
everything.
what were they? I guess they were acolytes of this cult, and freed several prisoners. In the process of doing so, most of them have fled the compound. You do have 4 of them remaining that were inside a room holding an old shrine to Moradin. One of them has expressly said that he is not leaving until you find what happened to his missing wife that was taken below.
Well, let's get started. Adventure time waits for no map.
Yeah,
Neither does murder hobo.
sure.
Alright, as I still have control of what's her name, who I keep forgetting, we're going this way and start exploring a bit more.
All right. You guys just walking brazenly down? You're gonna do stealthily?
Nah, I mean, there's no point. I already killed people here.
That's fair.
They don't know we're here by now.
All right. I'm just gonna have these guys follow you guys along your merry little way.
I can't see without you.
Did your light spell come off you?
Slide
No, it's
spell's
just-
on her sword, isn't it?
I
No,
just lose track of you. Hello.
Yeah, he should have a. His vision is limited compared to yours. He has a very limited vision compared to yours.
Could go in here.
All right. In this room, you find more of the same as what you camped previously before. These look to be either living quarters that were from those that lived here in the past, or chambers that were adapted rather, by the various members of this cult to be just living chambers or places to rest.
Does anything looks like it's been used recently?
Most of the things look like they've had seen some use. Whether it's been recent or not, it's hard for you to tell just from the condition of what is left in here. The chairs themselves are, I mean, for lack of better terms, are dry rotted. The table's got a little bit of a crook in it. Looks like the one leg of the table has been haphazardly fixed with a broken piece of staff, maybe. It's just like strapped and tied to it.
Alright, gonna exit and go on our merry way.
Alrighty.
Ooh, what's this?
What's what?
He has found a room.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I see a completely different tile set. What am I seeing?
Alright, so this room here, what you are seeing on the tile set below you, there is cracked flagstones of ultramarine marble that pave this plaza. An avenue appears to be continuing off toward the east from where you are standing, though it's hard to tell how far it goes. Similarly, there appears to be an avenue continuing to the west with a series of pillars that stretch across what you presume to be the moat you had seen from the northern side of the other pathway.
Interesting. Hello, who's this?
As you step into the chamber, an Ergen floats over toward you, his hand hovering precariously close toward a rather large scimitar on his belt. He eyes you both cautiously, though appears to make no hostile move.
And then there was silence.
As your silence stretches on, he eventually what are you doing here? Who are you? Name yourself. You don't look like the rest of these cultists in this area.
That's because I'm not a cult.
Who are you? What's your business?
I I kind of look at what's her name because I still don't remember it for some.
Savra.
Honestly, I'm just here to kill all the cultists that I see.
He arches an eyebrow. He appears to take gauge of you. Moves to so that he can see further into the hallway that you have all traveled from. How many are with you?
Yeah, enough.
He's taking gauge, appears to be taking gauge of you. His hand still hovers very close to a rather large scimitar sitting in his belt. After a few moments of studying your characters and taking gauge of your abilities, anyone back now, come forward. Show yourselves. After a brief moment, the rest of your party makes their way into the room. Both of them are making very clear that they have no hostile action against this entity, attempting to provoke him. After a few moments of just looking you guys over further, he nods to himself. Yes, you might do nicely. I have a deal for you, should you be interested.
And that deal is?
The self-proclaimed queen of these halls, Arisi, she has a possession of mine, a horn. It was used to summon me from my home plane centuries ago. Break it, and set me free, and I'll reward you.
Can you point us in her direction?
His large hand slowly rises and points off toward the west, out towards the large structure that appears to be almost floating above this moat of water.
I nod and say, deal accepted.
Now, hold on one moment. Why does she summon you in the first place?
She didn't summon me.
All right.
So she happened to find your horn then.
He nods.
And what do they keep you here for?
He sighs, looks over toward the caved-in tunnel toward the east where he was picking at some of the rocks. There is a rather large mining pick that is quite worn, currently stuck in a boulder.
Seriously?
The once king of these halls called me to service centuries ago now, with the single demand of keeping this place tidy. I have been charged with maintaining these halls, and until I complete my duty, I cannot leave. Find the horn and break it, set me free, and I will reward you.
Any objections? Kind of come up, glancing back to my party now.
We will consider it. We will find this horn and return to you.
Just nods. Off with you then, and goes back to picking at the rocks. Pink, pink, pink.
That just looks like hell.
Just muttering under his breath. You walking off into the promenade now, I guess?
Yeah.
Oh, joy.
Indeed. And Thalin,
Hmm?
Just kind of look over my shoulder back to the Jinn and say,
while I would rather not be on this thing's bad side, I can't say I trust it. But we'll just stay on our guard. That's all.
Well, considering that he needs the horn and that kind of thing, he's not going to do anything until we have it. So
That is true.
With your word of on guard, you hear a large swoosh, swooping of flapping of wings coming from the air above you, and then a thunderous as a figure mounted on a wyvern lands on the bridge in front of you.
here I thought I wasn't going to kill anything big today.
Atop the griffin, or the wyvern rather, sits another one of these air cultists as you have come to know them by their garb. He studies you all carefully, draws his weapon and points you directions. What are you doing here? Who sent you?
I'm here to redecorate. I'm making this entire complex into a
How nice of you to tell me so. Make a dexterity save.
11 plus dexterity. Yeah, it's a +0.
You too, Rosal.
18.
You're going to take half damage, Rosal, at least. Let's see, we need to make one for Savra as well. Roll that real quick. She's also going to take half damage. Good job. Let's see. So, Thalon, you take 27 points of lightning damage as a lightning bolt rips across the bridge, crashing into the stone wall and nearly missing the Jinn behind you. Enjoy that fun little thing. Orzal, you're going to take 13 points of lightning damage, and as is Savra. And on that, roll initiative.
Oh boy.
I have a 2.
Hooray!
Wow.
Joe rolls a natural 20.
Which is a 21 now.
Savra also has 21. So that's going to be Savra. Let's roll this. Oh, nope. You guys lose. Oh, let me grab the stats for this thing here real quick. Just for simplicity's sake, we're going to put him on the same order or the same initiative as the Beastie. Give me 2 seconds. I need to find a pencil since my son walked off with my pencil I had here at the desk.
Oh no.
Thankfully, I keep several close by. All right. So we're going to have this dude. And then Orzol. And then Savra. And I'll roll the next guys in after that. Then it'll be Thalon. So Orzol, you go ahead and make your turn real quick.
Very well. I will take out my staff, kind of hover it over Savra's rapier and go,
It is your time to shine.
and I will cast magic weapon once.
Alrighty. So you cast
And
magic,
I'll hide.
and then you're gonna run and hide off in the pillar. As you go to move to hide, the fellow on the back of his little wyvern here comes charging forward in your direction, seeing you casting magic, and the wyvern is going to make a bite attack at you. Yeah, that's going to hit you.
I'd like to use
Shield!
Let's see. Shield increases your AC by 5.
Yes.
Yeah, this is still going to hit you. He rolled a 19.
Cool.
Let's see. You take 8 points of piercing damage as the wyvern's fangs clamp onto your leg, try and scurry behind the pillar there. His rider cackles gleefully, watching you in pain. On that, he's going to turn and fling its stinging whip tail at Savro. That's also going to hit her. And let's see, she's going to take 8 more points of piercing damage. And then I think I need to roll her a poison save if I remember this right. Yes, she needs to make a constitution save. Which she fails. And she's going to take an additional 26 points of poison damage. As a scorpion-like tail of this wyvern just pierces through her breastplate and flings around before slamming her on the ground. She is not looking too great right now.
This is fine.
It's going to turn and make one more claw attack towards you, Joe, but thankfully as you move toward the pillar, its claws rake across the pillar and send some of the stone tumbling into the moat below. It is now Savra's turn. She's going to put this newly enchanted rapier to work. That's a 1.
Awesome.
Goes to swing at it and ping! It pinks off the scales of the wyvern to no effect. As she rebounds and lunges forward to make another attack, she manages to find the soft underbelly of the creature. As the rapier pierces its hide, it takes 4 points of piercing. No, sorry, 7 points of piercing damage if I had that right. It howls in pain, but doesn't seem to be overly concerned with the damage it's taken. She gets one more bonus attack. Nope, that's going to miss. Thal, it's your turn, good sir.
Okay. I'm going to use a bonus action and cast level. What is this? 2 healing word on our wizard.
You don't have to.
Thank you.
Oh. So you recover 6 hit points, Horizon.
I'll take it. Thanks.
Then I'm going to use my action and cast Inflict Wounds on the beastie beast.
Alright, you need to make a touch attack. 15 moves. So you're going to cast it on the wyvern?
Yeah.
Yep, that'll hit him. Go ahead and roll your damage. He's pretty big, so it's kind of hard to miss him. Unless you roll a 1.
Eat him.
$26 points. Fucking beautiful. That pissed it off. Well done, sir. Well done. That ends your turn?
Yeah, I can't do anything else.
Alrighty. Just put that damage on there. For that fella. Do one more initiative roll for these guys behind you to have them enter the fight at this point. Make sure I get their initiative right. And that's actually going to get these guys ahead of him. The remainder of the group had stayed behind in the hall here, just as to kind of play as the cautious one, make sure not everyone's running out at the same time. Thankfully so. Zirio pops around the corner and goes, "What the fuck? Oh shit!" Draws his bow out from the bracer once more, levels the arrow at the wyvern and lets loose. Let's see if he manages to make his hit. Oh, I forgot to fucking roll his attack damage. Let's do that first. Yeah, that would have hit it.
Full text.
Look, I made some macros. They're nice, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty smooth.
So the storm arrow finds its way into the hide, and like electricity crackles over its body, shimmering between the scales. It appears to be a little worse for wear now and quite pissed off. With that, Caladwin steps forward to stand out between the three of you guys and roll damage, taking assessment of the situation. Oh shit. Dawnfather, save us. Holds his staff on high. The emblem at the top of it shimmers brightly for a minute as he slams it down, casting mass cure wounds upon you all. Everyone recovers 16 points of health.
Jeez. Glad we have that guy.
And that's going to end his turn. That brings us back to the fellow on the back of it. Let's see. He is going to stand up and jump into the air, casting fly upon himself and ascending 60 feet into the air, so he's floating above the water over here. And he's going to attempt to throw a dagger at you, Orzel. It's going to be a disadvantage because of how far away he is. He wings a dagger at and he goes, pink, pink, pink. He just scatters across the bridge and slides off into the boat on the other side. Kaplunk. Hold still!
He didn't move.
Shut up, you! Get him! He commands the wyvern to turn and make his attacks toward you. And since you have done the most damage to this creature the past round, it happily complies. It turns and rakes its claws in your direction. You
I'm
easily
shield.
you easily deflect it with your shield as a rather clumsy and bulky creature. It's not too fast. It attempts to make a bite at you, and again you bring the shield up and just basically slam it into its face before it can get its jaws open. And it's going to make one final attempt to bring its stinger into you. That's a natural 20. So let me ask you this, Alan.
Yeah.
Do you have this ability? I can't remember if your character has it.
I had my sheet up. What are you looking for?
One of the Pass of the Grave clerics, eventually you get an ability that lets you negate critical hits. I don't know if you have that.
I don't think so. I don't think it's something for the grave. Group either.
It's your 6th level ability. You don't have it yet.
Yeah. Nope.
You'll be fine.
Alright, so I'm going to need you to make a Constitution save.
What's my con? 10.
Nope. So you're taking 12 points of piercing damage. In addition, you're also going to take some poison damage. Oh, look at that. I rolled some ones. And you're also going to take 38 points of poison damage.
I'm dead.
So you're unconscious at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Thalon stumbles to the ground. Oh, bum. With that, it comes to Urzul's turn.
Oh, shit.
I'll step over here. For a better sight. And... Yeah, let's do that. I'll go ahead and cast Fireball.
Fireball?
Yes.
Where are you
It'll
aiming your
be
fireball?
somewhere here-ish, so just kind of the edge of the 20-foot radius will hit the wyvern.
Hold on a second. Let's do this. So you want to hit the wyvern with your fireball. I would say if you
Somewhere in the water, do it.
see, the problem is the water goes off and like goes below the bridge,
Yeah.
so it wouldn't impact and blast there. If you were to hit behind it right now on that pillar directly behind it, you're going to hit Thalon. Savra will be blocked from the damage by the body of the creature. You can aim for the far pillar there, and it would just barely clip it at the edge of it if you went back here.
Hmm.
Or you can do something else.
Too risky. I will instead take out one of my healing potions and jiggle it down this unconscious guy's
Alright, so roll 2d4, add 2 to.
What?
Very nice. You recovered 10 hit points, Talon. You are still prone and on the ground, but you are conscious and no longer need to make death saves.
For now.
For now.
Don't get too comfortable down there.
Savra turns and positions herself between you and the beast. Raises her rapier and makes an attack at it. First one misses. Second one's going to hit. And then she gets her bonus attack, which will just barely hit. So, 9. And then, let's see here. So 9 and 13 damage. This creature is bleeding quite profusely between its scales at this point. It's not looking too happy, but it is still standing. That brings us to Thalon. It's now your turn, good sir. You are knocked on the ground prone, so you'll have to use half your movement to stand up if you want to do so, or you can lay there.
I'm gonna stand up.
Alright. As you are still within the creature's attack range, you don't provoke an attack of opportunity, so you're good there. What would
So
you like
is
to do?
that half my turn, or
It's just your movement, half your movement. So if you
Okay.
wanted to run, you can only go 30 or 15 feet at this point.
I'm gonna cast level 1 healing word on myself.
You don't have Cure Wounds memorized?
Do I have cure wounds? Do. Oh yeah, I do.
I mean, that's more healing.
I wanted to beat the shit out of it though. In all honesty, with the way my rolls are going, I'm probably not gonna restore much anyway.
Well, it's up to you. There you go. 7 hit points back. That's pretty damn good.
And I'm a little bit pissed, so I'm gonna cast inflict wounds level 2 on this motherfucker.
There you go. So roll an attack. Plus your spell attack modifier. Yeah, that'll hit. Very nice. It's quite pissed at you now as it howls and roars in pain. As the necrotic energy courses through its body, a few of the scales fall off of it and blood drips from its jaws. It is not looking too happy right now. With that, we're going to bring it to Sinestra's turn. That guy rolled a fucking 1 on his initiative, so he was like the last to get in here. He's going to come forward, seeing the beastie there. Hey, you guys got that. He looks pretty good. I think you can do it. Seeing that he feels that you have that in hand, he's going to turn his attention toward the guy floating above the water over there and aim an Eldritch Blast at him. Let's see. What's that guy's AC? Yeah, that'll hit. And that one will hit. So we need to do. Does he have. Where the hell are you at, Sinestra? Oh, you do have Agonizing Blast. Fucking sweet. 9 damage, so that guy needs to roll concentration check. Eldritch Blast slams his chest, goes, oh! His concentration stumbles, and he splashes into the water, struggles to the surface, coughing water. Sinestra has to move forward his full movement now to be able to see him off the edge of the bridge, smiles and says, "Good night, sweet prince," and casts his other Eldritch Blast at him, which will also hit. So let's see here. This guy has that. And we take this off. And take that off. Blood begins to pool about the water around this poor bastard. He is not looking too happy in there. Let's see here. Zerio's gonna level his bow once again at the wyvern. Let's make his attack roll. That'll hit. Oh, nice. Max damage. As the beast roars about and attempts to steady itself to make a snap back towards you, Thalon, to try and finish you off in your wounded state, Zerio levels his bow and lets loose the arrow. It threads between Savra's raised rapier and finds its home into the wyvern's eye and right up the other side of its head, piercing both of its eyes before your girdle slumps to the ground in a pile of dust. That brings an end to the wyvern. Dead. I'm gonna make 3 arrows on that. All right. With that, your buddy Calabin will walk forward. Yeah. I think you need a bit of healing over there. And he's going to use his healing light, and he's going to spend max pool. He can do 5 dice at once. He's going to spend 5 charges of his healing light, and he's going to heal you for 5d6. So you recover 17 hit points there, Thalon.
Who is this guy? Jeez.
I kind of nod my head and kind of heart very roughly brief. Oh, thank you to him.
The Dawnfather says you're not done yet. With that, with his wyvern dead, the fellow treading water over there in the pool is not quite so happy about this whole thing. He's going to once again enact his fly spell, so he's above the water. You'll pay for that. And he pulls out a wand and flicks it in Calabin's direction and misses horribly as the streak of electrical energy coming off it just rebounds off the column nearby and ricochets harmlessly into the halls behind you. He is then going to use his movement and attempt to fly the fuck away. That brings us to Orzo. Your turn.
Let's see. Nope, can't see him. That's it, really. Just go over there and look.
You would have seen him as he fly off to the west. So if you went to the other side of the pillar, you might be able to get a glimpse of him.
I don't know. I don't really. I'll just look. I don't really need to kill this guy. I'll try to cast light on his face, I guess.
You're gonna try and cast light on him.
Yes.
All right. Let's see if he makes his dex save. He does not make his dex save. So your light spell illuminates where he is currently floating above the water. He looks down and says, "What the fuck?" Ah! Screams in frustration at you.
Epic genius. Cool.
With that, it comes down to Cypher's turn. She just kind of stumbles over the direction, looks around at the pillar, and looks at him, looks at the rapier. Come back here, you coward! That's all she can do. That brings us to Thalon. It's your turn, good sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over here. Can I see him from here?
Yep, you'll be able to see him.
Okay. Choices. I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast on him.
Go at it.
+6, that's an 18 for the first one.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Do you want me to do both of the hits now and do the damage next?
It's up to you.
And that one will also hit, I guess.
Yep, roll your damage. Oh no, a 1 and a 10. Alright. So 11 points of damage to him. He's got to make another concentration check, which he fails again. And come on! What the? Come on, you fuck you!
No, fuck this guy, actually.
Sinestro
Fly
moves.
again. I dare you.
Sinestro moves forward. You see this. You look like you're having a hard time over there. Let me help you. He's gonna cast his Eldritch Blast at him. Oh, add his modifier to it. Yeah, that'll hit. Second one's gonna miss. As he levels his hand, Eldritch Blast fires forth from his fingertips as you see the cackling dark energy surge across the water and find its way into his chest. And there's a brief flash of brackish purple light before your ear, and you see it erupt from the other side of his body, and the water just turns a very deep crimson. And he floats to the surface, bloop, with a big hole in his chest. That poor asshole is quite dead.
Oh. He died as he lived. Fucking asshole.
With that bit of excitement done, you guys are now standing on this fun little bridge spanning the moat. Off directly to your west is a pyramid-like structure. There are a pair of double doors just barely within your sight, Thalon.
How far downward is it to potentially reach his...
To reach his body?
Yeah.
Looking over the edge of the bridge, it looks to be about 5 feet or so down to the surface of the water. From there, you'd have to swim another 35, 40 feet or so to reach where he's bobbing up and down.
Not a job for a wizard.
There's a very gentle current that's just kind of like slowly swashing him around.
That's almost amusing.
All right, Deathy, old guy, let's move forward. Yeah, let's go. Where the hell are we going now?
I guess through those doors.
I was seeing if I had rope so I could lasso the body towards me.
I do have rope.
Do you guys want to attempt to lasso the body?
Yeah, let's see what this fucker had on.
All right.
5 feet of water, I'd probably float away.
What are you going to do to attempt to get the rope to the body?
take one end and give it to Salper and tell her that I'm gonna tie it to something, and I'm gonna go for a swim.
All right, you're diving in, huh?
Whee!
Are you gonna wait for her to tie the rope, or you just jump in the fuck
I'm gonna wait for her to tie the rope.
in? How much rope do you have?
Let me see. It's here somewhere. 50 feet.
50 feet of rope. These pillars are roughly 10 feet or so in diameter. So to wrap it around that pillar, it's going to take almost all of your rope just to securely tie it around there and get it.
All right, I'll just tell her to hold on to it then.
All right, so she takes the rope and wraps it around her arm and braces herself. Just letting you jump in, I guess. You just gonna have her hold the rope there, or you gonna tie it to yourself?
I tied it to myself.
All right. So she's standing at the edge of the pool here now, trying not to fall on herself as you dive in. I'm gonna need you to make an athletics check.
And my athletics is a +3.
So the 18 was your check? All right, yeah, you're fine. So you manage to swim your way out to the body. It's just bobbing there. You are now in, well, it's red water. Are you going to try and bring him back with you, or are you just going to try and rifle through his pockets there in the water?
I want to bring him back with me.
Alrighty. I need you to make another athletics check because you're attempting to move something through the water with yourself. Yeah, you're pretty damn good. Alright, so you drag his ass back over here to the edge of the thing. How are you going to get him up?
I'm gonna take the rope off of me and tie it around him.
Alright. Give it a little bit of tug. Yell up to Savra. She needs to make a strength check, which she tries to pull up and fails utterly. She just can't quite get herself situated there to be able to muscle it up. After laughing at you failing a couple times, Sinestra comes over and attempts to help you with this.
Oh lord.
Let's see, with his help, you guys, between Sinestra and Savra, they managed to slowly and finally, after much effort, maybe 5 or 6 minutes or so worth of struggling with the goddamn thing, get his body up here onto the platform with a dull thud that lands behind you. You, however, are still down in the water.
Can I get out of the water now?
Yeah, you could try and climb out with an athletics check.
That ain't happening.
Nope. You're waterlogged at this point. Savra takes the rope and once again braces around her arm and throws you the other half. We're going to do a strength check on her end. Yeah, no, she rolls a natural one. She just falls in the water with you.
Are we sure we're not in the circus?
Do you want my help? Someone else's? How's the weather down there?
How is the water, by the way?
It's fucking cold.
It's pretty freezing. You want to get in here?
Oh, man.
Okay, I'm gonna try and climb out again. +3. It's a 10.
For the sake of the argument here, we're going to say after 10 minutes or so of you guys floundering around in this pool here, you manage to finally make your way out of the water back up onto the bridge.
Huzzah. Let's go for the nap on him.
Roll your investigation check.
And my investigation is a +2, so 5.
Yeah, you don't find anything on this guy.
Anyone else want to look at him?
I suppose I will have a look.
Should I do an investigation?
If you'd like to look.
8 plus 8. 16.
Holy crack-a-mole, you got a lot of investigation. Rifling through his pocket, you find what Fallon clearly missed. There is a single key ring inside this guy's pocket, albeit a little bent now after being blasted and partially melted with an eldritch blast. On it holds a single key with it's got a triangular shape, and threaded through the hole of the triangle is where the key ring attaches to it. It looks to roughly be about the same marking, give or take. I mean, there's a couple small adjustments to make it work for a key, but it's roughly about the same marking as that you've seen as the previous markings on these air acolytes and the like.
Mm. Very nice. I'll hand that over to Thalin.
I wonder if this goes to the door.
One would assume. Frankly, I can't see too well in here, so if you see a door, give it a try.
Alright, last call. Anyone else want to look at this guy?
Sinestra comes over and just plunk pushes his ass back into the water.
I was gonna make him go headfirst into his dragon's dust.
Oh.
Do any of you have a vial, perhaps?
You have one right now. You just fed Fallon a potion. It's now an empty vial in your inventory.
Fantastic.
I start walking towards the wyvern, and then I turn around.
I had an idea, then I realized my hands are very shaky. As Thalin, you might have noticed, these wyverns have very potent poisons within them. Perhaps we could collect some. If
Don't
anyone
kill me
has
right
steady
there.
hands.
I'll hand over my empty health book.
This is probably a dex thing, isn't it?
Yep.
I am not the person.
So,
Ranger?
you're telling me you want to collect the poison of this beastie, eh?
Yes, indeed.
Seems like a terrible idea.
Most things we do are.
All right. He just basically reaches his hand out to you for the vial.
I'll give it to him.
Takes the vial from you, goes over to the wyvern's tail, and with a flick of his wrist, the air around his hand appears to just coalesce and just freeze into an axe made of solid ice. He kicks the tail a bit so it's standing in front of him, and then makes a chop down at it. We're going to do it this way. Easy enough. Just cleaves the tail and the stinger off the end of the tail. Probably easier to work with something smaller than that, eh?
Yes, I was expecting a little more finesse from you, to be honest. But good job.
Takes the tail and moves himself over so he's got a little more working room. We're going to do an investor. This is going to be a nature check for him. Didn't make a macro for a nature check. His nature skill sucks, but he got a nice roll. So investigating this severed gland at the end of this tail now, after a few moments of fiddling around with it, he figures out a way where if he holds it just so, you might be able to get some poison out of it. So, Someone with steady hands. I need you to hold this, and he holds out the vial. All right.
I'll look over towards. Oh, what's her name again? Sava?
While you guys are doing this, Sinestro, for fuck's sake, comes over and takes the hands. Here, let me hold that. After a couple minutes of fiddling with this fucking thing, uh, Zero pulls a dagger from his belt and slowly makes a slice in the side of the sack of the wyvern sack and positions it just so it drips down where the stinger is in the tail. The poison follows that down into the bottle. After a minute or so, it appears to stop dripping, and Sinestra is now holding a flask of poison.
Nice.
Anybody want a drink?
I'll pass.
Your humor is impeccable. Anyways, can anybody actually use this?
If nothing else, you could throw it at someone.
Yes, I was expecting perhaps dipping it in a weapon, but that is not my style.
Zero takes a minute to look at it. I think you need a special sort of weapon to work with this stuff. We can take it with us back and see if, what's her name, the Tiefling girl, maybe she can make something with it.
There's a
Good idea. As sharp as ever, I see.
He just shrugs and I assume you still have the cork for this potion somewhere? A stopper for it?
Yes, yes.
I'll go over, pop it back on.
He just nods at you and slides it into one of his belt pouches.
Awesome.
Can I use cure wounds on myself?
Yes, you may if you would like to do so.
I'm going to do so.
How much did you take? You've been healed a lot.
Okay, finally back to comfortable levels.
Yeah, Thalon got hurt pretty fucking bad. So did Savra. We're actually going to do, what we're going to do here is, Calabin's going to walk forward over here to Miss Savra, and he's going to cast his Cure Wounds on her. I need to do twice because she comes at level 2, so she's going to recover 21 hit points. So she is now looking at comfortable levels, as you put it. Well, that was fun. What's your next, kids?
I would suggest further to the west with somebody that is not me ahead.
I'm going to start walking that way.
Brilliant.
Alright, so we'll say Zero and Thalon are going to take the lead. Calabin's going to go behind him. Sinestra and Calabin are just going to have a little, heart-to-heart talk. So, where are we at here?
We're at the door.
We're out the door. Hooray!
Do I see anything on the side?
So as you walk around this plaza with a deep moat surrounding it, looking up, it's a step pyramid that's encircling this stone walkway. The stone colonnades to the north and the east are spanning the moat, as you previously said. You saw where the plaza connected to what you assume to be, may have once been the enclave of this structure. It's now in ruins where the Jin is slowly managing to pick his way across. To the south, looking around, or what you assume going to the south is for the very edge of your vision. The pathway just kind of goes back down into the moat. And from what you saw previously, when you approach from the south with the bridge going forward, you assume it's the stone walkway just kind of spans around the building itself, and you can reach that pathway that spanned to the south. Looking to the north, you see the same thing. The walkway just kind of curves around, following the side of the building again. As you have not been up that way, you don't know what is that way.
Decisions. What about the door? Do I see anything that it would take a...
Well, looking at the door, to the either side of it, there are some very robust pillars. They look to be about 20 feet high or so, and go up into the ceiling of this marble hall. From what you can tell, the stonework standing this close to it. The pillars are sculpted to resemble two dwarves locked in solemn stares. One of them is clutching a stone axe. The other, what it was clutching at some point, has been broken away. You do see the remnant of some sort of shaft or pillar or pole in its hands. Beyond that, there are solid marble stone doors here, and set in each door is what looks to be a keyhole. From this side of the door, there are just flat, smooth faces. There looks to be what once were carvings, depicting dwarves of various, tasks, chores, battle, combat, and the like. It's been worn away of years of just being exposed to the elements of these caverns, so it's hard to tell exactly what it was depicting at some point.
Alright, I'm going to attempt to use the key on the door.
So you take your key, slide it in the lock, and fiddling around with the one you put it in, it's not working. Take it out, put it in the other keyhole, and easily enough, it just turns, and you hear as something just slid out of place.
Oh, that's inviting. Can I push the door?
You push against the door, doesn't budge.
Can I pull against the door?
There's no handhold to grab onto.
Well, shit.
Maybe we need more keys or a locksmith.
I take a step back and go to the other guys. Well, the key worked on one of the doors.
Moving forward, we'll have your dark elf friend move forward. And we'll take a look at it. And he's going to roll his investigation. What's his investigation skill? Plus 4. The locks, doors. Hell, might have something to do with that giant stone room behind us where we found those folks chained to the pillars. Though it doesn't seem to be any way to open it from this side without those keys, I'd imagine.
Well, then we need to go key hunting then.
Be my guess.
Very nice puzzle. I love these.
One thing though, I'm gonna walk around and see if there's anything interesting on the sides of this.
I'll check out the south way as well.
As you guys walk to the north, Sinesh comes forward, levels his hand, and fires an Eldritch Blast at the door.
Okay, I'm stopping in my tracks and looking back to see what happened.
Didn't do shit.
Well, keep doing that. We might get through it next. And I'll continue onward.
Shrugs. It's worth a shot. Urzal.
Yes.
Good buddy, old pal. Without that light spell on you, your vision is shit.
I'll cast it back on myself. Hold on, I want to see how bad it is real quick. Oh god. Oh god.
Speaking of which, she has no light spell on her either anymore.
Oh, I can't see anything.
So I assume you're casting your light spell on yourself again?
Yes, please. It's terrible if you zoom out.
I take it I'm kind of leading them, Sadra by the hand.
At this point, yeah, because her vision is just absolute. Orzal, you're following behind back there, buddy.
I am going to the south.
All right, I'm gonna have Kalabwin's gonna cast light on her rapier again so that she can actually see some shit. Orzal, you're going south.
Yeah.
All right. Mosey your way south. So as you walk your way around the southern edge of the pillar, you come across what you presume to be the bridge that's leading back toward the entrance. Um, you do see faintly in the cracks of the marble pathway leading across the span pools of blood that are just kind of like slowly trickling on their way down a very slight gradient of downhill from you presume to be the initiates that Sinestra had mercy killed the night before.
Oh. Okay. I'll check out the rest of the left way and then probably head back.
If you're looking for anything particular, you can make a perception check if you'd like.
Keys?
Roll your perception check.
Oh.
Very nice. Well,
Plus-
as you move your way about and reach your staff out, walking around, putting over the edge of the bridge down toward the water and the lake, you do see that the magical light of your staff is catching things glinting at the bottom of the water. You do also see very faintly a um something, a shadow of something moving very slowly across the bottom of the water.
Is
After
it a big shadow?
it's fairly large. It's maybe 15 feet or so wide, kind of narrow on one side.
Oh.
You do hear, thanks to your perception check, as you're watching this thing walk by, you hear a very faint sound of stone grinding on stone. And after 30, 45 seconds or so, it's moved out of your range. Hasn't paid any mind to the light source above it.
Hmm. I'd like to test something.
Okay.
I will do a silent image of myself. And is there any rubble nearby?
Walking or looking around the pathway you're standing on now, yeah, there's various bits of just dirt, debris, and rocks and the like that have just fallen from the cavern above.
Okay. I'll find one that I can reasonably lift, which isn't much, but
It's easy
Um,
enough. I mean, you find a rock that's like maybe the size of your fist or so. It's not too heavy.
I will put my silent image kind of halfway above the water or into the water, and I'll chuck a rock right there as well.
Sinks down. You hear it clatter against the bottom of the river, and then swept along as the currents of the water move it off toward the west. Nothing more.
Okay. And how far away are these shiny things?
You're at the bottom of the water.
Okay. And sorry to ask if you already said it, how deep would it?
Looking over to the from where you're at on the platform down to the surface of the water, it's about 5 feet. The depth of the water, it's hard to tell from where you're standing. You take your staff and reach it down into the water. Knowing the range of your staff, the the light coming off your staff is roughly 30 feet or so. It just barely reaches the bottom of the pool.
Deep then, okay. This is not a job for me. Um, yeah, I'll remember this spot. Maybe finish exploring to the west and then turn back.
All right, off you go.
All right, I'm gonna continue on my journey then. Do I see anything?
You see the bridge spanning off into the north into an open plaza. Let's see here. Let me do. What's your range? You can see from where you are standing figures, shadowy figures, just milling about the plaza. They appear to be looking for something. There's a large statue of a dwarven figure holding a lantern high above its head, and there's a faint shimmer of some sort of torchlight or whatever coming out of it. It flickers every now and then, but you think that might just be the way that the air is just like, moving around, dust and stuff settling in the area from what these guys are kicking out.
Okay.
Orzo, as you make your way north around that side, you find yourself face to face with another set of these stone doors, similar to the ones you saw on the other side of the building. And similar, there are two keyholes, one set in each door.
Right. Well, I don't think we have the keys, so I'll pass over.
As you make your way north, you round the corner and you see your companions all waiting there for you to rejoin them. Some of them looking a little more irritated and impatient than others, but otherwise just waiting.
Nice.
Hello.
Where you been, old one? We thought you got lost.
I've been on an adventure.
Oh, did you find anything?
Maybe. It was underwater and I'm not the best swimmer.
Oh. But we did find those giant gear things. Maybe if we turn them, we can get the water to go down?
That is a very good idea. Let's give it the old one too.
I see people up ahead. Can I kill them first?
Well, as you are not being very stealthy about what you are currently doing, as you approach, they turn. Halt! Who are you? Why are you here?
I'm here to put you in your grave. Can I attack him first?
Yeah, go. Make your attack round.
I'm gonna fire an Eldritch Blast at him.
All right.
+6.
Yeah, that'll hit them.
That one's definitely hitting too.
So, as he has his hand up, waiting for you to try and get your reaction, tell you to stop moving, the guy just falls back and slumps to the ground, quite dead. You have gained the attention of everyone else in the area now. There are two of these birdie-looking guys. See what's going on. One of them comes over, quickly rifles through his pocket, and then gets the fuck out.
It's my kind of bird.
This guy here is going to move forward. Let's see here. This dude, seeing where you're at now in relation to him. He's going to turn toward you, and he's going to let fly a lightning bolt. You need to make a dex save.
Yeah, nope.
Oh, lightning bolt. You're my friend. What the fuck? 4 1s?
Wow.
That's better. So you're going to take, because you failed your dex save, 17 lightning damage. And the rest of you see a bolt of lightning just go zap through Thalon and crash into the stone pillar behind him.
Ah,
This guy is going to run forward with his full movement, and on that, I need the rest of you to roll initiative.
Yeah.
This guy is +3. I think Savra is +2. Sinestra is +3. Holy shit, tamale. All right. So I guess the 3 and 8 are you guys' initiatives?
Yeah.
Did you roll initiative already, Mega?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so then let's see here. It's going to be Caladwin's
Can you beat a
first.
5?
Can it beat a 5?
I doubt it.
Let's see, it's Caladwin and then Sirio. Then it's going to be Sinestra and Savra. And then Thalon. And then Orzol. All right, so top of the round is Caladwin. Let's see what he's got to play with. We're gonna have him. He's going to move forward. He can get about there. And he's going to cast Sacred Flame on this first guy in front of him.
Sacred Flame!
I cast Sacred Flame, Mother Flamer! That's a dex save, yeah? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope, he fails it. Woohoo! Sacred Flame damage, bitch! 9 points of radiant damage.
Huzzah.
All right. That math is wrong. There we go. Now that math is right. That brings us down to Zirio's turn. He's going to run forward that far. And then what else has he got here? Yeah, he can only make it that far forward. And he's going to make an attack on the guy that shot a lightning bolt at you. Whew, I just barely hits. Fucking sweet. And that poor guy's going to take 22 points of damage as the lightning arrow pins into his chest. Alrighty, and then that brings us to Sinestra, who we all know is just going to walk up and Eldritch Blast some people because that's what he likes to fucking do.
It's happened once or twice.
Actually, what's his attack modifier? Spells. Oh, it was almost a 2. Alright, so he's going to throw one at the fellow wearing what looks to be monk outfit, and the other one's going to go at the other guy that was attempting to tell Thalon to shut the fuck down and hold still. Yeah, that'll hit him. So let's roll. First for the monk guy. 8 points of damage against Mr. Monk. And then the other one against the other dickhead. Huh. 7 points of damage against the other guy. The other dude's still alive, but he's not looking too fucking happy. That brings it down to Savra's turn. She is going to just dash her ass all the way forward, and that's the end of her turn. It's as far as she can get. That brings us to Thalon. Your turn again, sir.
Okay, who's alive? Is one dead?
Oh, yeah, here, give me a second. Sorry about that. This dickhead here is dead.
Okay. I'm gonna move right about here, and I'm gonna Eldritch Blast this guy first.
Which guy?
I'm trying to do it. It's not doing it. There we go.
Alright.
Plus 6, 11.
Nope, that's going to miss. He's a little haggard and he's on his last leg, and as he's stumbling forward, reeling from the blast he just got from Sinestro, he just stumbles forward a bit on his leg, and your blast goes over his shoulder and hits the stone statue behind him.
Yeah, he ain't dodging that one though.
Oh, you're hitting him again? Alright, yeah. No, he's not dodging that one.
2.
2. It's enough to put his ass in the grave. Lays him down. That brings us to Orzal. It's your turn, good sir. I don't even know if you can see anything up there.
What's going on?
Just in case,
Fighting
I'll
people
hold
at
a
once.
firebolt spell as a held action.
You're going to attack the first thing you see with it?
I don't think I see anything.
I'm asking you, when you see something, are you going to use your firebolt on it?
Yes, that is the plan.
Alright. So then we'll bring it back to your turn when something happens. On that note, this monkey-looking guy comes running around the corner, comes charging at Thalon. As he does so, he gets an attack of opportunity from Savra, who swings at him, and I believe that's probably going to miss. Let me double check her attack. Plus 6. Yeah, that's going to miss. No, actually, that'll just barely hits, actually. So, yeah, she gets an attack on his ass. She gets to stab him. And he's going to take... What's her bonus damage? 5 bonus damage. 13 points of piercing damage as a rapier. It slides between his ribs. Poor asshole.
Yeah.
Coughs up a little blood and runs forward. It busts her and swings at you, Thalon. Let's see. No, that's a natural 1.
All right.
And I think 20 hits you, right? Yes? Yeah.
Huh?
Your AC is less than 20. So he hits you.
Yeah.
Gets 1 hit in as his knuckles go crack against your side of your head. Punches you in the face. You take 9 points of bludgeon damage. His fist greens off your chin.
You're a fucking hex, buddy.
Let's see.
Can I cast a firebolt on him?
Yes, I was just about to say, you get your firebolt now because it's your held action.
No.
What's your modifier added to that?
8.
Yeah, that'll hit. 16.
All right. 1 moment. That is
2d10 for firebolt.
Oh, it's better now. Oh,
Yeah, you get level 5, you get more power.
not bad.
Whew. After watching him clock Fallon across the face, your firebolt goes and blasts to the side of his head. He screams in pain and runs in circles a little bit. Ah! And just falls to the ground, twitching. Fallon's assessment was correct. He was next.
Sure enough.
Let's see. That brings us to the guy that cast lightning bolt on you guys. He's going to move his happy ass over so he's got a nice little line between where the 3 of you are all lined up there. And cast lightning bolts again. So you need to make a dex save, Fallon.
15.
You see it coming this time and dodge out of the way, so you're going to take half damage from this thing. Let's see. Savra That brings her dex save. Nope, she's taking full damage. And Zirio is just going to easily sidestep that. Yeah. Fucking easily done for him. Okay. I need to roll the damage for a lightning bolt. You know what? Let's just do it here. 20 points of lightning damage. So,
So take half that.
yeah, you're going to take 10 lightning damage. Savra's taking 20 points of it. 'Cause she failed her save. Zirio's taking 10 of that. He succeeded his save. Alrighty, and he's going to then move his ass around, so he's hiding behind the pillar here. And then we're gonna have Mr. What the fuck's your name? Make sure I got the information right for this thing. Where you at? There he is. He's going to. So swooping down on high, from on high in all of its fun little glory, is this beastie. He's gonna flap his happy ass down, and he's gonna make an attack at Sinestro since he's sitting all alone on that bridge back there. And because he's coming from an ambush standpoint, he has advantage on his attack. He rolled a 9 for that one, plus 6 to hit, brings it up to 15 with his armor. Yeah, that's gonna hit. And then we're going to. It's going to attempt to. Yeah, that's going to hit too. So this guy is going to swoop down, wrap its leathery wings around Sinestro, and hook into his chest. You hear him howl and scream in pain as it's now covering his body. He's got himself latched into him and he bites into his neck. Sinestro is going to take 7 points of piercing damage, and he is now grappled by this creature. That brings us to Kaladwin's turn. Who, seeing this creature in all of its fun little glory there, is going to turn and he's going to cast Sacred Flame on it. So let's make a dex save, which succeeds. It just, adjusts its weight and kind of pushes the now entrapped form of Sinestro that he's hung onto. Actually, he's got disadvantage because he's tied up to something. So in that case, it would hit. It takes 7 points of radiant damage. Sinestro takes 3 points of radiant damage because the damage transfers to him. Thanks to this thing's fun little ability. That brings us to Zirio, who, all too familiar with these fucking creatures, knows how to handle them. He's going to go and attack it. He's actually just going to run up, and he's going to attempt to make a strength check to remove it. We're going to call this actually a... No, it's going to have to be a strength check because he's not in it. It's cocked. Let's do it this way. 20 plus 1. Strength's not very good. And then we need to oppose that with the creature's athletics. It rolled a natural fucking 1. Sweet. So he manages to pry it free from Sinestro, kicking it off of him. It's now flapping. roars and snarls and sputters and spits at this direction. And we're going to... Yeah, that's going to be his turn, just freeing Sinestra. And then it's going to be Sinestra's turn. Who's going to cast Witch Bolt at it because fuck it, why not? That's what he likes to cast, right?
Yeah.
So let's do. He seems really fond of that spell. Yeah, that's gonna hit. And because he's a warlock, that casts. Oh no, he has that as part of his initiative thing, so that's first level. So it's 12. Oh, that was 12. Fuck. Didn't mean to do that. That's what I meant to do. 1 lightning damage to it. Bzz. Didn't do much. Savra's turn. She is going to run her ass around and try and chase down the other prick that ran behind the statue. That's her movement. Thalon, it's your turn.
I'm going to. Can I still see her?
Yeah, she's just to the right of the statue.
Okay, I'm going to use a bonus action and cast Healing Word on her.
Alrighty. So she's going to heal 6 points. So I'll add that to her total here.
I'm going to run this way.
Nice.
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Alright, go ahead. There you go. 9 hit points. Good deal. Alright, that's going to be the end of your turn. Orzel is now your turn.
Very well. I shall step here and cast Scorching Ray upon the creature.
If you're cool with it, can I do my 3d20 rolls at the same?
Yeah, go for it.
That is not what I wanted.
Yeah, that works. You still see all the rolls.
Okay.
But we just got to add up here real quick. Let's see. The first one's going to miss. Second one will hit. And then third one will hit. So 2 of those will hit.
Okay.
So 19 points of fire damage to the critter. As your scorching rays blast until it turns to your direction, and then immediately reels away as it sees the bright light atop your staff. Appears to be none too happy about the light on your stick.
Oh,
It
That
likes your
changes it.
stick.
I will use the rest of my movement. Get a little more closer with the light.
Alrighty. So you
That'll
are
do
now.
it.
Okay. With that, we're going to go toward the Skyweaver dickhead. He is going to cast invisibility on himself. And attempt to get the fuck away. That brings us to Kaladwin's turn. We're gonna have him. He's going to use Eldritch Blast. Because fuck it, right?
If there was ever a reason.
They're both going to hit. That's 1, and 2, so a total of 20 damage against Le Cloaker. It's Zirio's turn. He's going to step forward and draw forth his fiery fucky swords. Swing at it. That'll hit. That'll hit. And that'll hit. Let's see. And then he gets one more swing in. The quick flash of motion just dices the fucking thing to ribbons and just can't keep up with his movements. Slumps and falls dead on the ground.
Oh yeah.
As a fiery blade just scorch and sear his hide, carving into it. Well, that was fun. Where'd the other fucker go?
I can't see anything, to be frank. I don't know.
Well, currently, as you guys don't see anything going on, we are out of combat right now. Because you don't know where the fuck he went. You can attempt to make a persuasion check to try and find him.
14 plus, what is my perception? Plus 4, so 18.
Thon, let me ask you this. If you knew where he was, what would you do right now?
It's a good question. Well,
Your
has anyone
passive...
done damage to him?
Yeah, he's taken some hits. With your passive perception, you would see to the west of where you are currently standing, little puffs of clouds of dust where footfalls are retreating into tunnels.
If I knew where he was,
What was that?
I would cast Hold the Dead on him if I knew where he was.
You attempt to cast a spell, and boom, boom, you just hear the bells echoing in the distance. You succeed his resist. His save against it. However, in doing so, you do see another cloud of dust move up as he quickly steps out of the way of it. You see your cloud of dust popping up right where I pinged it.
Can I Eldritch Blast this?
Well, you just made an attack, so you can inform somebody else where he's at, or we're going to have a round to go through a combat.
I'm gonna point to Salver where I think I see him.
She
Over there.
dashes over, and she's going to make an attack at disadvantage, which she rolled a natural one, so she misses. She goes, he's over here, we think, somewhere. He's going to run up. Kalabin's going to come running up here. And oh, that's you. My bad. We'll have him move forward, and we'll have this guy move forward. Zero comes standing up in the hallway and yells over, Thelen, where'd you see him at?
Ran over them to the that way. I can't ping it. Damn it.
What direction?
I point in the direction I saw the dust.
All right. With that, he's going to turn and in that area cast Fairy Fire, which, thankfully, he fails to save. And as he casts it, you see a shimmering, bluish, fiery outline writhe around an invisible figure. It's clearly marking where he's at, but it's like a translucent person standing there.
That is much better than my plan. Good job.
And then that's going to be the end of his turn. That brings us back to this dude that was invisible, seeing that his invisibility has failed him. He is going to instead cast Fly on himself. And in doing so, he's going to evoke attack of opportunity from Savra, and she's going to drive her rapier into his gut as he tries to fly away. He's going to take 12 points of piercing damage as this guy flies up into the air and moves, so he's now basically standing on the arm of the statue of this guy. Well out of reach of all of you melee type. That brings us to Sinestra's turn, who promptly declares it a shooting gallery and begins to fire Eldritch Blasts at him. That's going to hit. That's going to hit. Which knocks this poor bastard from his perch. He screams and pins. Ah! A sickly thud as his body just slams into the concrete. He is quite the dead.
Yeah.
We did it! Teamwork!
Hey, alright.
Alright, I wanted to investigate this from a douchebag's body.
Go for it.
17.
Poor douchebag. Rummaging through his body, you really don't find anything too impressive. He's got like 10 gold coins on him.
I'd like to ask the drow a question.
That creature back there seemed familiar with it. Is this something you faced before?
Nods. Quite a few of those bastards wandering the tunnels of the Underdark.
Right.
Called cloakers.
Cloakers. Well, good to have you around. They look very nasty.
Yeah, as you can tell, they like to hide and blend into the ceiling. He points up to the ceiling above you. They're gray. They look like stones. They crawl along the ceilings and blend in there. Wait to find someone just standing alone like Sinestra here was and pounce on the bastards and try and eat them alive.
Oh, I see. I think he needed a hug anyways.
What's this guy have on him?
You find 5 silver pieces on that guy.
Yeah, there was a bird. He came through and he stole something from one of the other guys. Maybe he has a key.
As you're walking around, you hear something squawking. Ah, not here! Over there! Right over here! Ah!
Hi.
Yeah.
You chasing him?
Yeah, might as well.
Yes. All right. Well, here's the question: is everybody following you?
I don't see anything, honestly.
Rah! And runs into the ruins. After a few moments, you hear a sickling.
That
You hear the
is
sound of something crunching.
good. I calmly go back.
That didn't sound too good.
I think that the bird met a very untimely end with something rather large.
Yeah, I think so. Should we
If he has the key, we will eventually have to come back here anyway. If he doesn't, then we don't have to go any further.
Yes, good reasoning.
let's how about you guys go back? Take that light out of here. And we'll see if I can find this thing.
Oh, my leg! Ah!
I just kind of slump against the wall.
So is that twice today you've been electrocuted?
I don't want to talk about it.
After a few moments, you hear, "Oh shit!" and he comes running back.
That's not good. Find it?
There's an umber hawk down there, and I think he might be pissed.
Did you fire an arrow into it by chance?
No, but I'm pretty sure he saw me.
What are the chances of that thing trying to follow you?
I'm gonna say somewhere between 100 and 120%. As you hear a loud roar, and you see the large chitinous body of some
Okay.
sort of giant insectoid creature come crawling out of the rubble.
Sounds about as big as it looks.
As it comes
I see nothing.
chittering around the corner and looking in your direction. Let me find this bastard real quick. Hooray for creatures. Orzo, I need you to make a charisma save.
All right. Does it matter that I can't see it?
Well, the problem is you're actively trying to look for something right now.
Ah, there it is. Yes.
Nope. You are now confused.
That's nothing new.
We'll use our previous initiative that we did before instead of rolling a new one.
But it sucked. I'm
It
joking,
kind of
that's cool.
sucked.
Cloudwind's gonna walk over, take his pretty shiny staff, and just go whack and smack you upside the head with it. Just get your shit together, old man. And in the process, cast lesser restoration on you.
Oh,
So you are no longer confused.
that was quick. Cool.
That is going to end his turn now. That brings us back to Zirio. He is going to we're going to use, since he's fought these fucking things before, he's going to cast Zephyr Strike to increase his movement speed, which allows him to flank around behind this fucking thing. And then he's going to make an opportunity of attack against it. Or he's going to attack it, rather. There we go. That'll hit. And that's going to do some damage to this fucking thing. Damage self this fucking creature. Ugh. And we're going to get another attack on him. rolls right now. Cool, they all hit. That 21. Okay, and then it's going to then be the Umber Hulk's turn, who's going to turn and he's going to attack Zirio because he's right fucking there. It's gonna miss. That's gonna miss. And let's see. That's gonna miss. Oh, you fucking got lucky. And that brings us to Sinestra's turn. How many times can he is going to walk around the corner and look at this fucking thing, unfortunately for him. 20 plus 8. Nope. Failed his fucking save. And he just kind of stands there, staring at the creature. Seems to be kind of enthralled, mesmerized by it. Like, maybe it's his friend. He's not sure. Savra's turn. She is also going to have to make a save. 16. She succeeds. Hooray!
Yeah.
Moves in to make her attack. As she's doing so, Ziri yells out, "Don't look in the fucking eyes! Avert your gaze!" Let's see. She has 1d20. That's not how. Plus 6. That's gonna miss. It's gonna miss. She didn't hit with anything, so she doesn't get her bonus attack. It's gonna end her turn. Thalon, it's your turn, good sir.
Oh, wonderful.
I need you to make a charisma save. You succeed.
Yeah.
Okay.
It turns its confusing gaze towards you, and for a moment you feel something invading your thoughts, but you just shake it off.
I'm gonna whack it.
So add 7 to that. That brings you to 19. Yeah, that'll hit. Alright, so 8 points of damage against this bastard. And I don't think you have multi-attack. No, you don't.
No, I don't.
Alright, so that ends your turn. Orzo, it's your turn, good sir.
Right. Let me see. No. All right, then I will.
Go over there. And I will say,
Heads.
and I will cast Fireball right here-ish, which will probably get both Drow guy and Umber.
Yep.
But
With my sculpt spell, I can choose a character. I think if they fail, they will. Ugh, I need to read this again.
So what you're doing is you're making them automatically succeed their saving throw when you cast a spell.
Yes.
So basically what you're doing is you're casting Fireball and you're making it so that he is not affected by it. 1 plus the spell's level. So that's a level 3 spell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could technically pick 4 allies.
Sure, I'll pick myself and the other two next to it as well.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well play it safe.
Yeah, but that's what I'm doing. So,
All right.
deck save of 16 for him.
Nope, he fails his deck save. Roll your damage.
Okay.
It's 8d6.
Damn.
31. Nice. Fucking beautiful. So, cavern suddenly erupts in a bright orange glow. Orzal flings a ball of flames into the hallway. For a minute, you find yourself concerned slightly for the safety of Savra, but as the flames die down, you see that she is miraculously unharmed. As are you.
Hooray. That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll definitely do it. On that, we're going to bring it back to Kaladwin's turn. I think we're just going to have him. What's this thing? No, he's just going to do Eldritch Blast. One of them's going to hit. 15 points of damage. Hooray! This thing's looking a little fucked up now. We're going to have Zirio do his attack. That's going to hit. That's going to miss. And he gets his bonus attack. That's going to miss. So one of them hits. Well, you guys distract the creature. He nimbly jumps up, climbs on the back of it, takes a sword, spins around, slides it into the throat of the creature, and drags it across. And you hear a guttural like as it grasps for breath, then falls dead to the ground.
Is he just killing everyone today? Gee.
He dead! Hooray! With that, the creature that was hiding in the ruins back there is now dead.
Nice.
Sorry about the whole fireball thing. Thought it was worth the risk.
I don't see any risk. The flames seemed to wrap around my feet and didn't harm me one bit. Whatever you did it right.
Ah, good, in theory.
Question: Does this thing have Does this thing usually have children or anything like that?
No, Umberhawks typically travel alone. They're not
Okay.
usually group-minded critters.
Let's go find that most stupid bird corpse and see if it had the key on.
All right. So you guys go walking through here. As you make your way back, you find the remains of the bird sitting upon the what looks to be a pile of refuse, whatever the hell happened to be caught or gathered by this creature. Just piles of bones and broken bodies. Some of them are, pieces of the air cultists that may have wandered too close to this creature.
Yep, I don't find shit on it.
I'll take a look as well. That's cool.
Yeah, go for it. Here, we'll have
16 if it's investigation.
have him roll with you too. Fuck it, why not?
It's alright.
We suck.
Well, after a couple of minutes of rummaging around, looking through what is remains of these creatures, on the bird creature, you find a coin pouch that is covered in blood. Um, Talon, you presume that's probably what he pulled from the body of the guy that you previously murdered in the other hall. There's 7 copper pieces in this thing.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Orzo, while he's rummaging through the bird creature trying to figure out what the hell it had, you happen to notice that there is behind a pile of rocks, something glittering and glinting in the ruins. As you manage to leverage your staff against some things and push some boulders out of the way, you do find among the ruins of this what once may have been some sort of maybe a villa or house. There are 92 gold pieces and a miniature anvil carved in with the symbols and maybe Talon, you would recognize these as the funeral rites for the god of Moradin.
Do I notice this, or is it just Orzal?
Um,
I'll tell you guys.
yeah, I'm assuming he's telling you. He's been fairly open with what he's found so far. It's a miniature electrum, anvil made of electrum. Um, it's etched with the funeral rites in honor of Moradin. You estimate with your investigation check, Morzol, that it's worth maybe 100, 150 gold pieces.
Mm.
You also find a flat iron rod with a button on one end of it.
Mm. Creepy.
Well, you've quite a find, but alas, we are traveling with a lot of people, so not so much divided amongst.
Did you find anything else?
Rummaging around the ruins, you don't find anything else down this way.
It's a stick with a button.
Are you gonna push the button?
No. that would be
I love you
great.
guys. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, goodbye.
I'm going to push the button.
All right. As Stalin pushes the button, uh, roll a dex save, Orzel.
You had me panic, but it's not terrible now. 15.
Easy enough. As he pushes the button, the rod shakes a bit in your hand, and you just kind of move it out so you're no longer like directly in front of your face, and it just extends out with a solid burrs itself on the floor and the ceiling of a cavern, maybe 30 feet above you, firmly fixed in place. Um,
Ah,
from your arcane knowledge and having been several years of experience of mucking with magical items at this point, Orzo, seeing what this has done now, you come to understand this is likely an immovable rod.
Oh.
A magic item you can use to basically pin something in place.
Quite a treasure indeed.
and now it's embedded inside of the wall, the ceiling.
Right.
Button's still there.
I'm gonna press it again.
The rod collapses down to its normal size. It's about 4 feet in length.
Good show. Good show.
Well, let's take it with us. We never know when we might need to pin something against something for a very long time.
Yes, I suggest perhaps you hold on to it. I don't think I would find much use with my physical capability. Also, I don't trust Sinestra, so
Fair point.
So, Thalon, you're going to take it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Alright, I'm just going to add it to your inventory. You might have to refresh in a minute here.
Okay. I got some cruel
Nice.
uses out of that thing.
Yeah. You said 92 gold.
Yes, 92 gold pieces.
I'll have to count how many party members we have in a second.
While you guys are dividing up the gold and playing with the immovable rod, Zirio has made his way back to the rest of the group. Severus just poking the Umberhawk with her rapier.
You were breaking up. What's going on?
As you're coming up, Savra's poking the Umber Hulk, the remains of it, with her rapier.
Want to make sure it's dead?
It's got some pretty tough hide. She says as she pokes it.
I kind of shout to the dark elf whose name I've forgotten. Are these things capable of being made out of armor? Or
Looks
can you
back
make
in your
armor?
direction. Nods. Yeah. I mean,
Now, if you could drag it back home.
that chitinous hide on that damn thing is probably as hard as steel, if not harder.
Hmm.
Got something in mind?
Well, if nothing else, we can have them take a few shingles and use it as cover.
I don't know if you're going to get shingles out of it. See, it looks at it. You're probably going to need some sizable tools to be able to work it down to something about that size. And I don't have anything on me that can do that.
Well, something for the future, perhaps.
We could probably, she kicks the body, could probably harvest like that back plate there, maybe the chest beat of it. I don't know if it's worth getting anything more than that.
Well, have fun with that.
I'm going to do a round, passing out 15 gold to every party member.
Everybody's collecting 15 gold.
Yes.
Sirio hands the gold back to you and says, "You keep it."
Don't need to tell me twice. Thank you.
I'm gonna add gold to Sinestra. And this guy. I guess we'll give Savra her rest. I assume you're sharing with everybody here, not just.
Yeah, including all the NPCs.
I'll add gold to them as well. All right. Well,
What can you tell me about these?
those doors up to the north there, huh?
Yeah.
Those doors are engraved with the various symbols and funeral rites, similar to that little electrum anvil you found. Across the doors, and the carving is split vertically between the two of them, is a depiction of Moradin hammering at what you presume to be probably his soul anvil, given your knowledge of religion and how much you studied it in the past.
So there's a high likely that there's something dead behind this door.
You presume it's probably some kind of crypt or tombs, maybe.
Hmm.
The doors are spiked shut. Like there
I
are
think we
giant
can keep them that way.
spike wedges just driven into the bottom of the door and into the hinges, and there's just wrought iron against the center of the door where it splits. Someone took an iron bar and just fucking hammered the spikes of it into it.
You normally don't hammer doors.
Yeah,
If there was anyone I thought would be excited to explore a crypt, I thought it'd be you.
Not necessarily in this case.
Very well.
Can I see if if it was done in a hurry or if it was done over a period of time? Like if someone actually took time to actually make this thing look aesthetically all right.
No, it's from what you gather, it was probably the cultists. And there are, looking down at the floor at the edge of this door, there are streaks of blood that just like smear off into the doorway and down into like what you presume to be the chamber beyond. And it looks like either somebody or a group of people just hastily grabbed whatever the fuck they could is heavy and strong nearby and just sealed this door up as best they could.
I point to the blood on the floor and go, that's probably another reason.
Indeed. Let's
Not open
keep it
this
in
door
the back
yet.
of our mind in case of key purposes, but I agree this does not bode well.
If if the key was in there, it probably would be had put in there recently because somebody would have to be in that pyramid still. I would.
Hmm.
So let's continue onward and see if we can't find more of the cult people to slaughter.
Very well.
All right, you guys make your way back into this plaza, the center of which stands the previously said roughly 30-foot tall granite statue. At this point, you're presuming this is probably a statue of Moradin. There is a lantern, as I said before, outstretched in his fist. The light emanating from it is revealing the signs now, as you're taking a closer look, of of shops, which that are hanging over the doorways of the structures nearby.
Did we check this door?
Nope, you guys haven't looked in any of these buildings here.
Well, let's check out that door.
Above that door is a crooked and damaged sign carved in Dwarvish. Does anybody here read Dwarvish?
I do.
Do you?
Nice.
Yes, I understand Dwarvish.
Oh, so in this sign, reading it from what you can gather, the original name of it, half of the sign is missing. From what you can gather, though, is left is partially damaged away. You can read the word jewel.
Most of it's gone. All I can read is jewel. Are we talking like a name jewel or as in the precious stone?
Snesher walks in and says, "Shopping time!"
I want to see how it ends.
She steps inside the room, walks in here. There are, set along the walls, several counters. There are knocked over, damaged, broken, missing various bits, like busts and statues, little stands that would have once held rings or necklaces and the like. There are various display cases broken, open. There's a couple of like boxes torn all through in the corners here and there. Briefly glancing about, you do see that there's just handfuls and tidbits of various jewelry that looks like either is not worth much or was not worth much. It just got left behind, like little brass rings and the like.
Okay.
Well, it used to be something nice, I guess.
You guys can investigate further if you want to try and see if you can find something
I
more.
don't see shit.
28.
All right, so yeah. Let me just find this here real quick. Since you
Whenever an
fucking
investigation pops up, we just need you to go first, because that gets rid of the bad rolls, apparently.
I've had very little good rolls tonight.
so rummaging around through here, you find a small it's a golden band. It's a simple ring. As you're looking over it, it's silvery. Looking at the band, moving the light of your staff around so you can see around it and closer inspect it. On the interior edge of the band is carved the eye of Ione, the god of knowledge, and there are faint arcane runes that just run the length of the exterior of the band, shimmering faintly in the light of your staff. You also find, in the corner of the shop, beneath a table, thanks to your insanely high roll, what looks to be a small little whirlwind, consistently moving at constant speed. As you move forward and poke at it with your staff, you hear a small ding, 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 like jingling of metal. You reach down and pick it up, and it solidifies into a band of solid air in your grasp.
Huh.
Sitting behind that is a clear crystal, roughly 3 inches or so long, made of the same material.
Okay. I'd like to take all three of those items and then head back outside and then set them on the ground and see if I can get an idea of what these things might do.
Do you have the identify spell?
I don't.
Are you going to ask somebody else for assistance?
Yeah. If anyone's interested, they're all on the ground.
Well, as you bring them out, sit them down. Glowing pulls out a tome that on the cover of it is engraved with the emblem of the Morning Lord. Talon, you notice this as it's quite ornate. Um, opens the book and thumbs through it. I can identify these if you guys want to take a half hour or so. Take me about 10 minutes or so for each item.
It'll give us enough time to see if there's anything else in the shop.
All right, so I'm going to
Yes.
presume that he's identifying these items. If you guys want to investigate the other shops in the area while he does this.
Cool. Actually, are you cool? Could I have like 5 minutes just away?
Yeah, go for it. Actually, if you guys want to take a
Weird.
break right now and get up and just go stretch, use the bathroom, whatever, we can do that real quick.
I'd like that.
All right, let's call it 5 minutes. I'm gonna go grab myself a drink because I've needed one for like an hour and a half now and hit the restroom.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yep. So I'll be right back, guys. Alrighty. Yep, I'm here too, Joe. Just I think we're waiting on Mega to come back. Alright, cool. So while we've got Kaladma identifying these 3 items that Joe found, what do you guys want to look at next?
This door.
Alright, so hanging above this one here is a sign that you can read as Morden's Finery.
Looks like it was a finery shop. And I go in.
Alright. Inside there are various bolts of clothing, fabric like, strewn across the floor, sort of torn vests, cloaks, and the like. I mean, it just looks like whatever was in here, or what this was used for, is probably just everyday clothing, made traveling gear or shit people wore.
Investigator roll.
All right, so as you're looking around there, rummaging through things, you do find a pile of fabrics in the far back left corner here. You can't tell if that was just someone just threw it over there in the corner, or if it was gathered up for one reason or another. Rummaging around through them, you find 3 traveler's robes and 1 set of weighted robes. The weighted robes are they've got a they're like kind of a dark bluish gray color, almost like a storm cloud kind of thing, and etched in metal clasps that run down the front of it and hang around the hem of it are various little runes, Dwarvish runes. You recognize them as being symbols for electricity, lightning, loud sound, like basically like thunder.
I hand it to Orzal and say if he can make anything out of it. I don't wear robes.
I don't know without a spell if I could tell if it's magical or not. Should we just add it to the pile?
Roll an arcane check.
16.
You take the robe and hold it up in front of you. It's a little heavier than the ones you're wearing. Like maybe 2 or 4 pounds heavier than that. You probably reckon it's probably from the metal class of it. Looking at the various bits of metal and stuff on it, you do recognize that there are little magical glyphs and runes carved along the interior edge of the clasp where it looks like they would meet, like when you're trying to close the robe. And there are some around the bottom hem of it. So you think it's probably magical.
Looks like we have another find. Maybe 40-minute break then.
And I'll bring the rope back to our person who just started identifying stuff.
All right. So bring it back to him. Add it to the pile. The 3 traveler's robes. I believe you're already wearing one. I think I put one on you already, Rizal. Yeah, you are. It's just basic like traveling garments that anyone who's like an arcane spellcaster or doesn't favor heavy armor will be wearing. There's just 3 of them. They look to be in decent enough favorable condition. You did also find in your what you were looking around in there, Talon, there was 3 books. They're all fairly damaged, but while rifling through them, you do find what looks to be different patterns that would be used to like sew a garment. Um, looking it over, it's you're not quite sure what it would be for. You think it might be for like a cloak or a coat or something like that. You presume it's probably like the same generic shit that every tailor would have in like any major city, though. So beyond it just being something old as fuck that you found, you don't know if it's worth keeping.
Mm, maybe the dwarf back at the Red Larch would be interested in this. I'll keep it.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to, in your equipment, other possessions, I'm going to add it here. I'm going to put we'll just do it there. That way you've got that. So we added that to the pile of shit for Collabin to identify. There are a couple more buildings around this little.
What about this one?
That one, you can very clearly recognize it as probably a smithy. There is a telltale hammer and anvil sign. This one looks like it's quite a bit of care has taken into making it, and it has made it last, fairly long. It's built to last.
This one's a smithy, and from the looks of it, it was a fairly prosperous one back in the day. I enter.
Alrighty. The front of the store here looks like it was the storefront. There's a counter that is dividing the back of the room between the back of the room and the front of the room. We'll say it's like right there. The front edifice, as you're looking at it, there's just various. They're now empty wooden armor stands. It looks like something would have at one point been on it. As you're looking around to see if there's anything worthwhile, roaming around behind the counter, you find a key. It's got the end of the key is like carved in this. Looks like it's like a little anvil at the back end of it.
This could be for the back room, and I'll head to the keychain with the other.
Easy enough. Just slides right on there.
And did a 10 investigation roll. Is there anything out here?
Just that key you found in this front room.
Okay. What can you tell me about this door?
It's looks that it's probably goes back to the workshop. It's a wrought iron door, like made of heavy, 2-inch thick iron steel, wrapped in bands. There is a very sturdy lock on the door.
I'm gonna try using the key on it.
You fit the key in there, and sure enough, just click, swings open.
All right, let's go in.
Oh yeah.
Well-oiled hinges just slide effortlessly, gliding in. A marvel of dwarven craftsmanship. Back here is the forge. It's now cold.
I don't see shit in here.
You see a forge that's cold.
Yep.
It hasn't been lit in probably centuries.
Does the other door look locked?
The other door is also locked. Orzo, are you going to try and look around in this room too, or no?
I'll give it a try. Not familiar with this stuff.
Not familiar with this stuff.
25.
All right, as you're looking around here, you do notice that on the forge there's a box. And the box is it's got a name etched in Dwarvish across the front of it. It's Grimmin. The same name was hanging on the sign outside the shop. Going over and popping the box open, there's smithy tools here. A series of basic dwarven smithing tools. So if someone had the skills to do blacksmithing, they could use these tools, presumably, to work with material. You also find against this door over here, not against the door, but in the corner over here, near the door, there is a lockbox.
I don't suppose your key would fit that, would it?
Well, let's try. I use the key.
hole in this lockbox is way too small for that key to fit.
How big is this lockbox?
The box itself, it's fairly good size. It's about 3 feet long, 2 feet or so deep, and maybe 4 feet tall. I mean, it's a big fucking box. It's made of solid iron,
I
steel.
am tell Orzel to wait here a moment, and I'm gonna go get them zero. Hey Zerio,
Yeah, what's up?
found them a lockbox that we can't get in. Want to take a look at it?
Oh yeah, sure. Lead the way. Oh, well, that's a pretty looking one, isn't it? All right, let me see what I can do with her.
All right.
That's not what I need to roll.
Damn.
Yeah, 1d 208.
You still only got a 90.
Yeah, right. He rummages around, picks the lock for a little bit. In doing so, everybody here now needs to make a dexterity save.
Ah,
Nope.
hey. Look at that.
Well, as he's fiddling around the lock, you hear clink. And he's, oh shit! And he steps aside as two iron darts fly out of the middle of the box. They pin the pair of you two squarely in the shoulders. You both take 3 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
Oh, that was mildly unpleasant.
Well, we triggered the trap.
Well, I'm gonna go stand over here in case that there's any more.
Should I try again?
Knock yourself out.
In for a copper, as they say.
So he fiddles the lock, and after a few minutes, you're the clasp lets loose.
Good show.
Well, who wants to do the honors?
You better.
Yeah. I'm still gonna stand over here though.
I want to be brave ones.
I have 16 points of health left.
Hey, Urzal, do you don't happen to know the spell Mage Hand, do you?
I don't believe I do, no.
That's a bummer. Oh well.
Why do you ask?
Well, if you had a Mage Hand, we could all be standing over in the corner while you open the box. But
Could chill touch do the same thing because it is technically a hand?
no, that's a touch attack. So you basically you read your hand in cold, and you touch something and do frost damage.
How about I stand over here and if something goes wrong, we give you a health potion. Good, good.
Nice to know your car.
Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Was thaumaturgy? I can't pronounce that word. Would that also work?
Thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it probably won't, just because of the size of this chest. It's like heavy iron.
Okay.
It's got some weight to it, you know. And it's not meant to be able to, lift something heavyweight. He flicks his wrist and makes a rather long sword, about the size of a great sword, out of fire this time. Gives himself some distance. Wedges it between his chest and the lid of the chest and flicks it up. And as he does so, he kind of does a disengage and rolls back. I'm actually going to do an acrobatics check for him. Just flips the lid and rolls back as he does it, tucking into a roll as the lid just smoothly slides open and just bumps against the back wall a little bit before coming to a rest. Chest open. Nothing's flown out of it. You guys aren't dead.
I'm going to look inside.
What's in the box?
Everybody gonna roll investigation to see what's in the box?
I have a
What's
6.
in the fucking box? Yeah, I'd like to. Alright.
All right. Well, Fallon, you try and look at it, and it's your dark vision. You really can't see shit. Honestly, it's a box or in a dark room. Orzal comes over there and holds his light above the chest, and you guys look in there. There are on the left-hand side of the box, neatly stacked, various bars of metal. Um, from what you can tell at a glance, I mean, there's a really dark, almost pitch black bar of metal. There's one that has a silvery shine to it. Um, there are 3 that look to be gold. They look like the same as the damn gold coins you're carrying around. And one of them that looks to be about the same material as platinum coins. There are also 4 bars that look to be about the same material that the doors that you are, entered this black shop in are made of. You also find on the right hand side, tucked and wrapped carefully inside a cloak with the symbol of Moradin's anvil sewn and embroidered on the back of the cloak. Wrapped inside of the cloak, you find a suit of plate mail armor.
Mm.
Plate of what?
A suit of plate mail armor.
Is it dwarf size?
Currently, yes, it is dwarven sized.
Alright.
It's pretty fucking heavy. I mean, it's plate armor. It weighs maybe 65, 70 pounds.
Yes.
It's some sturdy shit.
Perhaps your new girlfriend would like this.
I don't think she's that short.
Good point. Let's see if it's magical. If not, it might fetch a nice.
Alright, I'll drag it out of the box.
Serious, hold on a second. Let me, yeah, I can take care of this one.
Just take the entire crate.
Let's see, I thought he had. Where are we at here? I might be wrong. Yeah, he does. He reaches out and quickly, with a very rapid practice gesture, scribes the arcane runes for detect magic in the air in front of him. And after a few moments, nods. Well, it's magical.
We are a step in the right direction.
Ah, brilliant. Good show.
Yeah,
I'll take the suit.
you want to take it?
Yeah.
All right, so you pick it up, take it with you. He reaches down and takes his. He's got a sling pack on his back. He wraps it around and sets it down on the ground. Opens up as wide as he can and begins to take the bars out of the box, putting them in his bag.
Keep that away from Sinistro.
You guys don't want any of these, do you?
I'll take one.
If you. If it's all right, I'd like to bring them to the town, see if potential value. If not, they're all yours. Thank you for unlocking it.
He nods. So fits all the bars in his pack, and with some visible effort, lifts it up. The pack strains a little bit under the weight of it. He adjusts it a little bit so his hands are, under the pack as he gets it up off the ground. All right, I'll take this back out. You guys want to look around here anymore?
What can you tell me about the store?
It's of similar design as the one to the front that you use
I
like to
use
get
the
from the front.
key.
Put the key in the lock, easy enough, clicks open.
Okay, what's in here?
Inside here, there are, on either side of the room to your left and right as you step in, there are 2 shelves. There are various drawers underneath the shelves. And on the wall, there are hooks that look like they may have at one point held weapons. There are, on the right-hand side against the north wall, there are various pieces of weapons. Some of them look a little rusted and worn. Some of them just like maybe collected dust at this point. There's like a hammerhead. There's an axe head. There's the crossguard that goes to a sword. It looks like they may have used this room to assemble the weapons after they got them being forged together.
Interesting. I rolled a 17. Do I see anything special?
Rummaging around through the drawers there, you manage to find one of the drawers on the bottom shelf. It's locked. You pull it, can't get it open.
Can I see if the key works?
You go to reach down and put the key in it, and you go to turn it and lock it. Pink! Key breaks.
Well, shit. Hey, Orzel, make sure that the door we came in doesn't lock.
Good idea, yes.
You can attempt to brute force the drawer out if you would like.
I'm gonna do that. Is that a strength check?
Yes.
17.
So you reach down and grab the drawer, and after a little bit, the metal around the edges, the casing, the edging of it, be it years of rust or just neglect, finally you hear it go and buckles, and the drawer just slides out, and with a loud, heavy something falls to the ground at your feet.
It's okay in here.
Anything good?
Alright, investigation of 19.
So you reach down and pick it up. It's pretty fucking heavy. I mean, it's about it's a small package. It's maybe I want to say 10 inches or so long, 4 inches or so um, tall, maybe another 4 inches or so wide. And it's just like black cloth wrapped something around something.
I want to unwrap it.
All right. Sure enough, you take it, you put it on the counter in front of you, you unwrap it. There are a pair of weighted gloves with black metal bands strapped across the backside of the gloves and the knuckles.
Interesting.
I mean, they look really fucking heavy. They're nasty looking. There's little divots of like spurs or spikes that are sticking out across the knuckles, like studs.
Hmm.
You're pretty sure if you punch somebody with these things, they'd feel it.
Would I be able to know if it's magical or not?
I mean, you can attempt to make an arcane check on them to see if you sense any magic.
Yeah, I don't see it. It would only be a 7.
No, to your glance, they're very well constructed, but you don't see any telltale sign on them that they are magical.
If you're quick about it, perhaps our friend still has his detect magic running.
Alright, I'll take the heavy gloves and head out back to him.
That remaining door is just like solid steel, by the way.
And the key is also broke.
Yeah, the key's gone.
We're not going that way.
That door has got
very
from
well.
the interior where you guys are standing. There are 5 heavy iron bars that just crisscross that door going down. It looks like it may have been used for deliveries or something like that.
Do these men look magical to you? And I kind of present the gloves to Zenro.
Glances over at the gloves in your grasp. really. I mean, they're very well made, though. I reckon if you hit somebody with them, they'd probably fucking feel it out. Put them on the pile here. We'll see if Talon can make heads or tails of the damn things. Not Talon, Kaladman, sorry. See, add them to the pile.
I'm gonna go back to these doors over here because it's kind of been bugging me a little bit, and I'm going to use Eyes of the Grave.
Casting Eyes of the Grave over there, you faintly sense the aura of undeath coming through the cracks in the door, but because of the thick cover that is on the door, you can't really tell what's going on there.
Well, that's wonderful.
Something pique your interest.
There is potentially undead behind that door.
Yes. Nothing's ever simple, is it?
No. Wonder who the fool who woke them up was. Investigate this door.
That one has, on the floor next to it, the rotting remains of a wooden sign that looks to be, albeit half broken, might have at one point perhaps been like carved in the shape of like a loaf of bread.
I turn to Orzel and I go, I don't expect us to find anything in this one, but let's give it a look.
Perhaps a magic bread box.
Can we get into the door?
The door is gone. Stepping inside, there's the same basic. There's a counter that divides the room in two. In the back corner of it, there looks to be a small, like over in this little alcove over here. It's like a small oven, kiln, something that you, coming from, working in or living in an inn, would notice is something that when you bake your bread to keep it warm for customers, you would put it in there on like stoked on a low fire, just enough to keep it warm, not enough to like burn it.
Do I see anything interesting? I rolled a 1921.
You find some petrified bread.
Yep. As I suspected, not a whole lot of interesting stuff here.
Peeking into that room there, you see they're like basically ovens, large brick ovens. There's broken tables and stuff in the corners, but nothing that really catches your interest. I mean, your knowledge of working in an inn, if you wanted to, you probably could clean the damn things out and use it to cook something, but it might take you a few minutes to do it.
My friend, you are breaking up quite a bit.
Yeah, you're right.
Hooray for breaking up!
Yeah.
Let me try to turn this up a bit. That might help you. Anyway, yeah, the back room of that, it's a bakery. It was a bakery at some point. The back room there are some old ovens. If you wanted to, Thalon, you're fairly sure that you could probably make these serviceable, given your background, your history, where you come from. Like clean them up and cook something in there if you cared enough to do it.
It would involve us having something to cook with.
Yes, it would.
I don't see that potential in a rotting bakery. I think we're reaching the edge of where some of the shops are.
Yeah, you guys have come to the edge of this, the plaza of Shops Plaza there.
In the interest of not attracting or potentially running into cultists on our own, I vote we go.
Yes, perhaps wait until the identifications are done and carry on.
Sounds good.
All right. I'm presuming at this point that the rest of the group was just basically standing watch around Kaladvin while he was playing with his identification spells. while you guys went about and explored what you were exploring. So when you come back, Caliban, holding up the ring with the symbols of Ione carved into it, declares that this is something that would probably interest you quite a bit, old one, and hands it out towards you, Orzol. This is a ring of insight. If you wear this ring, it increases your intelligence score by 1.
Ooh, I mean, I'm quite clever already, but if it's giving, I'll take it.
Put the ring on.
Give me a second, I'll add it to your equipment list. Where are you? There you are. You might have to refresh your page to see it, but I've added it to your list. Moving on, he holds up the ring that looks to be made of air and says this. I'm surprised you found this damn thing. Blends in with everything. But this will allow you to command air elementals. It's a ring of elemental command attuned to the plane of air.
Hmm?
This particular toy is quite useful. As it currently has 5 charges on it. They recharge each dawn. And while the ring has a charge, you can attempt to dominate an air elemental while you're wearing it, forcing it to answer your commands. Beyond that, I'm fairly sure these particular rings are designed so that when you attune them further to the planes of air, either by spending time in, well, the plane of air or killing an air elemental, it unlocks additional abilities on the ring itself.
Hmm. Quite fancy. That is something I will most likely forget. My mind is not what it used to be.
Shrugs,
Anyone else?
puts it down on a piece of red fabric so it's easily seen. Just sets it in the middle of it. We'll come back to that and decide what we're doing with it later. He holds the crystal up. This is used for a ritual. An old spell. A very old one. And the only reason why I know that much of it is because the Dawnfather himself told me. We should probably be very careful with it. And keep it away from you, he says as he looks over to Sinestra.
I take it it's a pretty bad spell.
I don't know. These are typically used for some sort of ritual. Given its composition, it's made of literal crystallized air. And when you hold it close to this damn ring, and as he does so, the ring shimmers and shines and like gives off a very faint, dim light. It's probably something to do with, I don't know, being attuned to air. Don't know if the ritual makes you one with the air or if it rips the air out of your lungs. It's chance it can do damn near either anything. I, I don't want to leave it behind because I feel if we do that, we might be in worse off. At the very least, if we hold on to this, it's part of something that could or could not kill us. And it's not killing us.
I'm beginning to see the cult's fascination with this place.
He nods. Either way, we should probably hold on to this. Any volunteers?
I suppose I can.
All right. I'm going to add to your other possessions here. Orzol, I've added to your other possessions again. You might have to refresh your page to see it, but it's there for you now, marked in your inventory. Bum. Going down our list here. Puts his hand on the robes. These, again, Orzol, are probably something more up your alley. As they are, well, they're imbued with protected magics. They're, and as you can clearly tell, they're weighted robes. But they also provide protection from, well, electricity and thunder. They wear resistance to thunder and electricity.
Quite powerful indeed.
Glance over to Sinestra.
Perhaps we'll discuss it later. I'm not one to foolhardily go forward as he does, so maybe extra protection would be more valuable for him.
Sinestra is wearing a leather armor, so we'll leave that to his decision when he comes back if you want to discuss it with him, but he's wearing leather armor right now.
Okay.
So he doesn't wear robes.
I'll put on for now, and then talk about it later.
Alright, I'm going to add them to your inventory as well then.
Nice.
Oh, let's see. Bum. There's plate mail. He pats it. It's dwarven plate mail. Eloquently named, isn't it? Simple enough. When you wear the armor, you can, well, become as stubborn as a goddamn dwarf and refuse to move when someone tries to knock you over.
So it's armor for a dwarf, basically.
It's plate mail armor. It's enchanted plate mail armor. It'll adjust, it's, I presume, like any magical armor. Its size will adjust if you attune to it. It will give you a nice bonus to your armor if you decide to wear it.
Do I even have proficiency with heavy armor? I do not, so I cannot use it.
I think the only one here that does is probably Savra, since she's a fighter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's the only one who can.
I'll pick the armor up and I think this will look good on you. And I give her the armor.
She gives you a smile and winks and says, "You want to help me out of the old armor?"
Sure.
All right. She's going to move into the tailor shop there, and you guys can do your thing in there. And we'll have her put on the dwarven plate armor, so she gets a better armor. And moving down while he's distracted, how they're doing that. He says, these gloves are fairly simple. It's just adamantine bands, though they do have a very faint enchantment on them. And I think it's probably designed to make it so you appear a little more intimidating to anyone that's attempting to assault you. They also increase your unarmed hit dice by 1d8. You, however, cannot cast spells while you're wearing them.
So they're basically useless to most of the group.
Yeah, I mean, most of the group, they're not going to do shit. It would take a, because they're gloves, if you don't have a piece of equipment in your hands, like you're not holding a weapon or a shield, you would use your bonus action to either take them off or put them on. In doing so, those of you that cast spells would be able to cast spells. So you could take them off, cast a spell, and then you'd have to use a bonus action or, say when you're out of combat that you're putting them back on. But they do increase your intimidation by 5, and they make your unarmed attacks do 1d8 damage. So if none of you magic people want it, it's probably something else you guys could give to Savra.
Yeah, we can give it to Sever, I guess, because I won't use it. I don't know about you, Joe.
You know, I kind of like using spells.
Well, there you go.
Alright, well, we'll give them to Savra for now, and if the time comes where Sinestro comes back, if he decides he wants them, that's fine. Let's see, beyond that, we have the bars of metal. You guys found 2 mithril bars. Again, this is raw material, so if you found someone that could craft it, you could use them to make things. 1 bar of adamantine, 3 gold bars, 1 platinum bar, and 4 iron bars.
Heavy.
So if you were going to exchange them for raw, just straight raw gold, each of the mithril bars would be worth 6,000 gold pieces each. The adamantine bar would be worth 8,000. Each gold bar would be worth 50 gold pieces. And the platinum bar would be worth 50 platinum pieces.
This is obviously something that discuss when we get into town, but right now we might want to see what Lacuna would be able to make out of.
Yeah, I mean, that's something you could definitely have Lacuna when you guys get back to town. You could ask her to craft something out of the armor or the bars. Maybe armor or weapons out of it, but she could definitely do that. Beyond that, I think the only thing left that you guys haven't divvied out is that ring of air elemental command.
Yeah. I don't really want to hold on to it.
I'll hold on to it when I eventually am done helping her out with her.
Cool.
Well, we will say that you guys are done helping her out and into her armor. Just for the sake of moving things along here. We are at the point where we would normally call the stream an end. If you guys want to end it here, we can discuss the rest of it next game.
I'm cool with that.
All right.
Okay.
So how do you want to do this? You just want to leave it paused here? Do you guys want to find a spot where you can call it a night for like to rest for the evening? Do you want to take a long rest, a short rest, or you just want to?
I would like to take a long rest.
Okay. Um, Judging from where you are now and how there are several dead bodies in the region, and you know there are undead behind that door, while it is secure, there are undead behind that door, and you are also, if you guys remember, there was one other bird bastard around here somewhere that ran off into the darkness. Um, it's up to you, but if you want, you can make camp in one of these buildings here and use that for your rest spot for the night, or you can go back down to where you had set yourselves up originally in the other room.
Yeah. Personally, I'm fine with a short rest. We've already spent a full day in this place.
Alright, I can do with a short rest, I guess.
I mean, at this point, you guys have been walking around now for, I would say, probably about 6 hours. If you don't take at least a short rest within the next 2 hours or so, it'll be a check to see if you hit exhaustion. If you want to take a long rest and get back all of your spells and shit, because I think you guys probably used quite a bit of them already, honestly. You can do that, but it's up to you.
Yeah, sure, I guess, if we're not in a rush.
I mean, it's your call. Right now, you're just basically fumbling around, exploring shit. Excuse me. You need to find one more key to get to that central area, I believe. That's where we're at with that. We explored that. We have that over there to go through still. Yeah, so it's up to you. If you want to bunker down here in the middle of the hall, you can go into one of the rooms here, or you can make your way back to the other spot.
we go back while we stay here? I don't know.
Oh,
I'm indifferent.
Go for it.
Cloudman chimes in and says, wherever we go, I can put that bubble up again. So at least we'll have some relative security for the evening.
Sure. Let's just do that in the bakery then. Why would anyone go there?
Let's do it in the smith's shop.
Even better.
Because there's one door that nobody can get into. Because that key is broke.
That's a good point.
All right.
So you guys all make your way into the smithy. Looking around here, and we're gonna go here, and we're gonna do 20. What's his? Where the fuck are you at? +1. Yeah, good enough. All right, you guys fumble into the room and just look into the door. Zero goes and looks at that iron door in the back. Could probably lock this thing from the inside and unlock it again and get the fuck out of here. I can't imagine the thing needing a key to get out once you're inside of it, right?
Mm.
Let's go with that.
So you guys go inside the smithy shop here. And that way you can lock the door and use that to get your rest for the day or evening. Alrighty. With that, as you are taking a long rest here, I will say you guys are able to, if need be, attune any of the shit you've picked up. Thalon, you were going to take that air ring thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Command air. I assume you're going to want to tune it here at night.
Yeah, I'll do it here.
Alright. I put it on your character page. You might need to refresh to see it, as usual. At that, we're going to make everybody here take a long rest. And we will pick this up again next week. Hopefully everybody will be here and we can do it that way.
Hooray!
Hooray! Until then, my friends, we will see you next Friday.
It's probably a good thing we got all these magical items as a team compared to other ways.